You go to a lot of solo piping competitions just to listen.
I like piping.
Like the music.
I like the music. Yeah.
When you listen, are you thinking? Are you thinking
It's-
with a bass drum
No,
sort of?
no. I'm
mentality?
on. It's like downtime. It's just I suppose it's like a meditation. It's like a relaxing thing.
Mhm.
I can maybe go back to. I said my family played pipes. There was family pipes, McDougall's, and it was my uncle, Hattie. He went off to the First World War when he was 17. As I say, my dad was the youngest. He was born in 1909. So. Hattie went off to the First World War, and his pipes came back. He was one of the 4th Seaforths. His pipes came back, and he was missing, presumed dead. 2 years to the day they got that letter, he walked into the house.
Oh my gosh.
He'd been hit with shrapnel, so he had a plate in his head and had been quite badly hurt with shrapnel. And of course probably didn't know who he was for long enough, so that's why it took so long. Anyway, he got home, but because he was badly hurt, he ended up as the Johnny in the school, teaching all the kids piping and whatnot. And he was one of the ones that set up the Bonar Bridge, a guy pipe band. The pipe major was a chap called Black Will. Mackenzie, I think he was, who wrote Wadi Akarud. So there was some wee group of the veterans that had come back from the war. So my dad took up drumming at that point. He was about 14 or something, playing side drum. Carrying that story on, Hattie unfortunately died when I was about 5, so I kind of missed his musical input, because he played fiddle as well as pipes and used to be a dancer and whatnot, so I think we would have got on very well, but anyway, I missed that. He taught my brother to play pipes, but he didn't really play them very much. He went more down the drumming line too. And so my mother said, give the pipes to my brother-in-law, who'd started to play pipes. So I went to my brother-in-law, and just at my other sister's silver wedding anniversary, he handed them over to her son, who's a piper with the Lewis, well, he's a piper and drummer with the Lewis Pipe Band. So it's just the pipes of a wee story of how the pipes have gone
very good.
through all that. But I think when I was small, I used to get sung to sleep with pibrochs or something, because there's something about a man singing the pibroch that just, it's deep down in there somewhere. So that probably has something to do with why I enjoy the piping.
Yeah, who do you, in a rhythmical sense, who are some of your favourite solo pipers?
I like Stuart Little's playing. I like cheery stuff. Well, I like pibrochs as well, but I like cheery music. I'm not too into the slow ears either. They've got a time and a place, but most of the time, stick to cheery music. I think Stuart plays not too different from the sort of stuff that Ian played, actually. Interspersed with nonsense and fun. So yes, cheery music. But all the players, I think they're total gentlemen and great people. The piping world.
Let's just go back to the judging aspect of bass drumming, bass sections. If you were to give advice to ensemble judges or drumming judges about paying attention to the bass section and the work of the bass drummer, what would your advice be? Considering that very few, rare, when an ensemble judge is going to be from a bass section. and none that I know of for a drumming judge. What would your advice be to train your ear to? What would you look for? What's most important?
That it's enhanced, that the bass is just there. It's just that gentle, as I say, the heartbeat that's holding, that's making sure that the pipe and the drums are together as a band. That the poor bass drummer's not trying to decide, am I going to play with the pipes today or am I playing with the drum corps today? Because that can happen. You
Yeah.
go, oh, what's happening here? And I think that often gets missed. It's quite simple, but there are times where drums are ahead, or quite often ahead rather than the pipes, and it's that overall thing visually that the bass drummer's keeping a close eye on pipe major really.
So it sounds like essential rhythm integration,
Yes.
primarily with the pipe section,
Yes.
right?
And I think that's where the bass is, not primarily with the bass section, with the pipe section either, but it's very close to the pipes, because the drummers as a core can kind of get carried away within their own focus.
What about things like the tonal aspects of it, the discussion of sustain, color, things like that? What about elements of the quality of the playing? What would you look for if you were an adjudicator?
I would be looking for a fluid movement, a fluid playing where it's not all stop and start. There's an awful lot of bass drummers don't actually play the basic down, down, up, up rhythm. Just all down, 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 down. And it's a very different sound you get off it. If you think about your Strasby thing, you get a different sound going down. It's a softer sound coming up. And you do. There are occasions when you do just play down if you're putting an emphasis on things. But it's I don't know. Pick up lots of things over the years, but I think that's the one thing. I think there's a lot of the basic rhythm's been lost, and it's all a bit bitty, and that breaks the flow. Of the music. It comes right across, I think, the whole music.
And what about positioning for an adjudicator to ensure that he or she hears the drum, the bass drum properly, considering the mechanical limitations that you've talked about?
Yeah, I mean they could stand and not hear it at all.
Right.
And that's back to the actual drum itself. So I think they have to move so that they're actually hearing the bass. At the Worlds, when you're sitting up on the stand round about, actually you get quite a nice feel of the bass at that, just because you're up a wee bit higher.
It seems like if the Worlds as an example, with all the microphones picking up everything.
They never pick up the bass.
Right. I often hear that.
When you hear a recording, you really just can't hear the bass. And it's back to this projection thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just that the mics are not picking up the depth of that sound, because it is a bass sound.
Sure.
So how, it's very difficult to judge a band properly on a recording, because you're just not getting that vital part of it.
Yeah, you hear that quite a bit. BBC certainly has done a great job at capturing the event, but it seems like there's no replacement for being there. It's a different thing. So
yeah, they don't seem to be able to mic up or whatever a bass drum.
Yeah.
Very well.
And the armchair.
Even in concerts, they would mic it up and go. You think, Sorry.
Right.
Because they have to have it in so close to the skin to
Yeah.
pick up the sound, and of course, well, most of us were
That's right. And
clear our own space.
you know, a band with a drum kit, you know, there would be a mic right in, basically inside the bass drum. You know.
Yes, I really don't like that at concerts either. They mic up a drum kit for a pipe band concert, and you're going, can't hear the bass for
Yeah. Yeah.
which usually has nothing whatsoever to do with pipe band sound.
Interesting observation. Where I guess they know how to mic up a drum kit.
Yeah.
You know,
But
most of the technicians.
why mic up a drum kit bass when you can't mic up the bass?
Right. Interesting. So what about the future for bass drumming and pipe bands? Where would you? I mean, you've talked about the instrument. You've talked about some of the technique. Talked about size of bass sections. What do you think the future is going to hold? Where do you think the instrument's heading?
I think it'll come back into its own a wee bit. I think it's been a wee bit neglected. I think.
You think?
I think so.
Because of the focus on tenor drumming.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. And the fact that with the focus on tenor drumming, a lot of the bass playing is sort of just you know, rather than actually you know, a real gutsy playing. It's kind of like the pipes stopping every now and again. It's just not. There's a flow to it. It's a piece of music we're playing.
Yeah.
We're not just filling in wee nuances here.
Right.
There's an odd nuance as well, but originally, the most effective thing a bass drum could do was stop. But now they're stopping all the time. The most effective thing it would do is if it actually start playing it again.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of instructional kind of work around tenor drumming. It seems like it might be room for, I don't know, the instructional videos or lessons or from experts like you and moving the instrument back to where it might need to be.
I'm not sure how easy it is to teach a bass. It's you can show people what to do, but there's just a rhythm with it. I mean, I suppose it's a bit like handing somebody a bongo and say, "Here, just hit it." You know?
I guess it sounds like you know during your career
I suppose I was never really taught. I just watched and took it from there, and then listened, and as I'm saying, you picked up things from each other.
And did you ever sit down with bass drummers to show me how do you do that kind of thing?
No, we didn't really.
Really?
We just watched each other and go, "Oh, that's
Figure
good
it
like
out.
that." Yes, aye.
So you get it pretty quickly if you were canny, I guess.
I think the whole thing comes down to the sound you get off it. But, it is a bit. It's not too different from dance, because it's a flow and a movement, and but with your heels together.
Anything more you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Oh, I don't know.
What have we missed out?
Not sure what we missed out. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a huge part of my work, my life, really. I've been around the world playing with bands, mostly the Vale, and the adventures would probably fill a few books if only we could remember them all. Because so many great times and great music. And sometimes I think people that play forget how much enjoyment they give to those that don't play. And Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that absolutely adore pipe bands. And the other thing is we all had to start somewhere, so it's encouraging the youngsters. And I think piping and pipe bands are in a very healthy place at the moment with a number of youngsters coming up. So there'll be more innovation to come, I think, with the next generation.
Excellent.
Great.
Well, Chris Ross, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.